glut init. So it was accepting two parameters argc and argv. So why this is used means it's an initialization function. So this glut init is an initialization function which will process the command line arguments. So for that purpose, you'll be using glut init. Second function was glut create window. I told you that whatever graphics we are doing, that will be displayed on the window, so that screen. So that screen we will call it as the display window. What this function will do means this function will accept string as the parameter. This function will accept string as the parameter. So whatever string you are passing to this function, the same function will be displayed as the title of that display window. For example, if I write it as a basic program in CG as a string parameter, here they have written it as an example OpenGL program. So in place of this whatever, in place of this an example OpenGL program, whatever sentence I'm writing, that sentence will act as the title. That sentence will act as the title of the display window. And the next thing is, see, whatever picture you're creating or whatever images you're creating, so that should be displayed. That should be displayed on this display window, right? So for that you need one function. For that you need that function. So that function is given by glut display function. So this glut display function, what it will do means whatever picture you have created, that like I told you that in the last class, I told you that you can create it like a separate procedure, and you have to pass the definition of that procedure as a parameter to this display function. So the same way, so whatever picture you are creating using the OpenGL functions, so that picture definition has to be passed as a parameter to this glut display function. So once you pass that picture definition as a parameter to this function, so the picture will be displayed on the display window. So that is what. After that, we spoke about glut main loop. So what is this glut main loop means? It should be the last statement. It should be the last statement. This function should be the last statement in the program. So what it will do? It will display the graphics, and it will put the program into infinite loop, and it will wait for any inputs from the user through keyboard or mouse. So after this, so after this, um, this is an additional function. This glut init display mode is there. No, it is an additional function. So what it will do means, so it will specify the sing. It will glut underscore single. So the glut underscore single is one symbolic constant. What it will do means it will specify a single refresh buffer to be used. So glut underscore single, if you are using means you will be using a single refresh buffer. And the second constant which is added by using an or statement, so that is glut underscore rgb. What this will do means it will specify to use red, green and blue component for selecting the colors or color values. So glut underscore single means it will display a single refresh buffer to be used. Glut underscore RGB means you will be using red, green, and blue component to specify color value. So this is a summary. These are some of the functions which you will use in OpenGL. The first one is glut init. The first one is glut init. The first one is glut init. It is used for what do we call it? It is used for performing or the processing the command initialization function with the processing of command line arguments. Create window means it is used for creating a display window. Whatever parameter you're passing, that will be the title. Then whatever content you're creating, whatever graphics you're creating, that should be displayed on this display window. That can be done by using the glut display function. So that can be done with a glut display function. So glut main loop, it will be the last line. Mm, what it will do, it will display the initial graphics. After that, it will put the program into infinite mode, and it will wait for the input from the user. The user can give the input from the keyboard or from the mouse. So after this, one more function, glut init display mode. What this function will do? So it will specify the display to use a single refresh buffer, and that is the first parameter. That is glut underscore single. See this glut underscore single. Symbolic constant will specify a single refresh buffer to be used. And glut underscore RGB, it will tell to use red component, green component, and blue component to select the color values. So some additional functions also we studied. So what are those additional functions? Background color. So this GL clear color is concerned with the background. So it can accept mm, four parameters. So if I write it as 111, the background color will be set to white. So, and if I write the first three parameters as 000, the background color will be set to black. And there is one fourth parameter which we will call it as the alpha value. So if I write it as 1, it will be indicating the opaque object. And if I write it as 0, it will indicate the transparent object. So this is the usage of GL clear color. So after this, um, GL clear. So that is used for setting the Windows color. So what parameter it is taking means it is taking a parameter called GL underscore color underscore buffer bit. What it will do means, so it is the bit value. So this GL underscore color underscore buffer bit is no, it is the bit value in the refresh buffer. So that will be set to the values indicated in the clear color function. So actually this is a symbolic constant is a bit value in the color buffer. So this will be set to the values that are indicated in the GL clear color function. So after that, GL color 3F, it is used for giving colors or setting colors to the objects. There is a suffix called 3F where F indicates the floating point values, and 3 indicates RGB component, red, green, blue color components. So here also you can set the values. Somewhere first parameter red component is 0, green component is zero point 0.4, and blue component is zero point 0.2. So the value can range from 0 to 1. So these are some of the functions. Um, these are some of the functions which you will be using in OpenGL. So once these functions are clear, so we'll learn about some basic program. We'll learn about some basic program which we will be using today, or which I will be demonstrating. Like I'll just give you the code. I will just give you the code like how the simple OpenGL program looks like. So in addition to this, one second. So this is the structure. So this is a structure. This is a structure which I've written. See here, I've written called glut underscore init glut underscore display mode. So here you can also see two more functions. One function is glut init window position. So in the last class also, I think we spoke about this. What this glut init window position 50 comma 100 will tell. So what it will specify means it will tell that um x comma y, it's like glut init window position 50 comma 100 means it's 50 means the position of x and 100 means the position of y. So the statement will tell the location. Actually this 50 comma 100 will give you the location that is 50 pixel to the right of the left side of the screen, or the left edge of the screen, and 100 pixel down from the top edge of the screen, where you are considering the origin of the screen as the upper left corner of the screen. You will consider upper left corner of the screen as the origin, and 50 pixel, the first parameter means 50 pixels to the right of the left side of the screen, and 100 pixel down from the top side of the screen. That means left edge of the screen, top edge of the screen. And also the second parameter, glut init window size. Glut init window size. What it will do means it will specify the resolution of the screen or the resolution of the display window. So here 400 means the width of the window is 400 pixel. 300 means the height of the window. The height of the window is 300 pixels. The total resolution will be 400 into 300 like that. So glut init window position means it will specify the size of the window, where 400 indicates the width of the display window, 300 indicates height of the display window. So these are some of the functions which we have seen as of now. So um, any doubt so far? So these were the things which we had studied in the previous class. Any doubts so far? Any doubts? Any issues? We're able to understand this? The functions, the basic functions, the basic OpenGL functions. Is it clear, or anything needs to be repeated? Yes or no? Anusha KS, any doubts? Amulya, so you should be interactive. You should respond to the queries. Any doubts so far? Okay. Okay. Next, we'll check. So five functions we have studied. Five functions we have studied, and okay. What's next? What's next means um, we'll understand two more functions. We'll understand two more functions. Um, we will understand two more functions, and then we will see how you can create a line. How you can create a line um, in CG. So, um, see, there is one function, right? You can see the first function as um, GL matrix mode, GL underscore projection. So you are checking one function, that is GL matrix mode, GL underscore projection. So what it will tell means, so this function along with GLU ortho 2D, and I'm passing parameters. See, I'm writing two statements. We are telling two statements. One is GL matrix mode, GL projection. The second one is GL ortho 2D with four parameters, some 0 to 200, 0 to 150. So what it will tell means, see, in OpenGL. So in OpenGL, we want to project our picture onto the display window. So there will be display window. On the display window, I want to project the picture which has been created. And also, um, we will be dealing with two-dimensional pictures initially. We initially will be dealing with 2D pictures. So this OpenGL will consider, see this OpenGL, like generating a 2D picture is treated by OpenGL as a special case of 3D viewing. So it will consider this 2D picture generation as a special case of 3D viewing. So here you can check that the second function GL ortho 2D 0 to 0 comma 200 comma 0 comma 150. So what it will tell means, so it will specify that we are using an orthogonal projection, like the orthogonal projection is being used for mapping the content of a 2D rectangular area of world coordinates to the screen. So what is this world coordinates and what is the screen means? You can check in the previous classes. You can see. So we had used five steps, right? So first will be like first the image will be there. You'll get the positions of the image, and you'll convert that to the coordinates. First we'll call it as the word coordinates. So it is like a geometrical. See, the first one will be geometrical model, like where you'll get the position about the image and all, how the image looks. After that, you'll calculate the coordinates and you'll put it in this form, so that you will position it through coordinates. That you will call it as a world coordinates. After that, the same thing will be viewed onto the display screen. So this is what will be done. So the first thing is like the first thing is like um, first it will consider this first thing is it will specify that we are using an orthogonal projection to map a two-dimensional rectangular area of world coordinates to the screen. That means, for example, here I'm using GLU ortho 2D 0, 200. That means the x values, the x coordinate values. See this, these two are xy. The first two parameters are x coordinate values with a range starting from 0 to 200, while the last two parameters are y coordinate values ranging from 0 to 150. So whatever objects we will define within this range will be shown in the display window, and whatever object you are displaying outside this world coordinate, it will not be displayed. So that is the meaning of this statement. So what it will do means, it will specify that the orthogonal projection is used for mapping the contents of the two-dimensional area of world coordinates to the screen. So that is the third step, like mapping from world coordinates to the viewing screen. So this GLU ortho 2D, it is giving you the range. So this will specify that we are using the orthogonal projection to map the contents of 2D rectangular area of world coordinates to the screen, and the x coordinate value is ranging from 0 to 200, and y coordinate value is ranging from 0 to 150. Anything within this range 0 to 200 and 0 to 150 will be displayed on the display window, and anything outside the screen, I mean anything outside this value coordinate range, will not be displayed. So is it understood, this GL ortho 2D? So this will give you the range of world coordinates within which the image will be displayed. So like if you're displaying the image within this, or object within this range, it will be displayed. Outside this range, it will not be displayed. Any doubt? Is this point clear? So what it will do means, it will give you a reference frame. So what this ortho 2D will do means, it will give you a reference frame with the display window uh, range to be like 0 0 at the lower left corner of the display window, and the upper display window will have like the upper right window corner will have the range as the first parameter is 200 comma 150. That means, see, you can check, you can assume this PPT itself as the screen, the display window screen. So what this GLU ortho 2D function will do means, it will define the coordinate reference frame where the display window to be 0 comma 0 at the lower left side of the display window. At the lower left corner means, so near this you can see two lines intersecting. You can see the two lines intersecting at the lower left corner of the slide, so that you can assume it as the lower left corner of the display window, and 200 comma 150 at the upper right window corner. That means above this programming snippets, there are two lines are intersecting, so that you can call it as the upper corner. So what it is means, it is creating a display window with the range 0 comma 0 at the left corner, at the lower left corner, and 200 comma 150 at the upper right corner. Is this line clear? Uh, is this point clear, the meaning of GL ortho 2D 0 comma 200 comma 0 comma 150? Is that statement clear, why you are using that statement? So if that is understood means, you can proceed, like you know that within that range images will be displayed, and outside that range no images will be displayed. So uh, that is the meaning of that GLU ortho 2D. So the next four lines are there, right? So this point is clear. GLU ortho 2D is clear. The next thing is like, um, So what this line will do means the next following four lines are there, no? So what it will do means it will um, it will create or it will define uh, a two-dimensional straight line. So it will define a 2D straight line with integer as the parameter, and it is using the Cartesian endpoint system. So you can see that um, what these four lines will do means it will create a 2D straight line. It is taking integer as the parameter, and it is following the Cartesian endpoint coordinates. That means first you can check GL vertex 2i. So 2 means two dimension. So this is defining 2 means two dimension, I means integer, I means integer. So what it is doing means it is defining a 2D straight line segment where it is taking integer as the parameter, and it is following the Cartesian endpoint coordinates. That means one line will be there at the location 180 comma 15. Like for exposition you can take it as xy. Like there will be one point on the screen, there will be one point on the screen where the value of x is where you'll put one point on the screen where that point will be at the location x value will be 180 and y value will be 15. That means like 180 points means from the from the left side of the screen 180 pixel, and from top side of the screen 15 pixel. So at that point, like at that location, one point will be there, and the other point will be there at the location 10 comma 145. So two things. So the line will be joined or the line will be displayed. So how the line will be displayed means one end of the line will be at 180 comma 15. Other end of the line will be at the location 10 comma 145. So this is how this code is being written. So so this is a small line. This is just a sample 2 to 3 lines of statement to display a line segment so we'll just whatever we have studied till now, we'll just merge that. Whatever we have studied till now, we can merge that to create a simple program. um, so now let's check this. Let's write a simple program. You just mm, I'll just stop. I'll just stop the slide and I'll just open the notepad. Uh, I'll just open the notepad 1 second. So whatever we have studied till now, now we'll write a code for that. So the first line. So what should be the first line in? So it should be interactive. Even you should also answer. So what will be the first line which you will be using in this OpenGL? Hash include dl slash glut dot h. So this will be the first line. So this will be the first line which you will be writing in this what do we call in this OpenGL function. So what it will do, see, it will display a 2D line. So this will display a 2D line. This function, whatever I'm writing, this program, whatever I'm writing, it will display a 2D line. You just stop me if you're not understanding in any of the places. So the first line, it will display. It is like a library, OpenGL library. It will be used for performing some basic functions or basic graphics functions. So what it will do, um, it is like a library. The second line will be one somewhere I written the program structure. 1 second. Okay. This will be the first line. So the next line. Is the notepad visible? The notepad should be visible. This will be the first line. So the next one will be like initialization. Next line will be initialization. So you write a function called init function. You write a init function which will perform the initialization where where the initialization what you will initialize, means the first thing is the background color. So how to set the background color for the display window? In which function is used for setting the background color for the display window? Can anyone type? First, I want to set the background color. I'll type GL clear color. How many parameters it will take? It will take 4 parameters. First one is R value. I want to set white. G, B, then fully transparent. If I want opaque means I'll make it as 1. So the first parameter, so this will set the background color of the display window as white. If I want black means I'll set it as 0, 0, 0. So I want white as my background color. So I'll set it as 1, 1, 1. So, um, so is this point clear? Is this line clear? So what I'm doing is I'm setting the background. I'm setting the background color. So 1 indicates opaque and 0 indicates transparent alpha value. So I want it to be transparent. So I'm giving it as the uh, 0 as the value. So after this, the projection what I'm projecting the 2D thing. So I'll use the matrix mode, the two lines which we studied now, GL matrix mode, GL matrix mode, and um, capital GL underscore symbolic constant projection, GL underscore projection. Then after this, we studied one more line. What is that? GLU ortho, GLU ortho 2D, two dimension. So two dimension with 4 parameters. The first one is the range of X. I want my display window to start at 0 and end at 200. After this, I want my Y parameter to start at 0 and end at 150. So this is setting the projection parameters. So all the images or all the objects within this range will be displayed. Anything outside of this range will not be displayed. So you're setting the range, the rectangular, what do we call? Just now we studied, the rectangular area of mapping of the world coordinates to the screen is being displayed. So after this, this means the the lower left corner of the display window will be at 0 comma 0, and upper right corner of the display window will be at 200 comma 150. I'm giving the range. So after this what is the next thing? So after this thing, initialization is done. I want to create a line. The function name line. I'm writing the function name line segment. I'm writing the line segment, and after this I have to write. So mm, here here the first thing, see here, the first thing is I'll write I want to write one line called DL clear. So this also we have studied what this GL clear will do. So we spoke about one line called GL color, GL underscore color underscore buffer underscore bit. So GL underscore color underscore buffer underscore bit. So one line I'm writing. Why I'm writing this one line? What this line will do? So I told you that this function uh, it will contain a parameter as GL underscore color underscore buffer underscore bit. So it is the bit value. This is the bit value in the color buffer or color buffer is also known as refresh buffer. So this value will be set to the values indicated in the clear color function. So meaning, so first thing is I want to clear the display window. The first thing is I'll clear the display window. After that, I will give some color. I will give some color to the display window. How to give the color? GL color 3F, GL color 3F. And what values we studied? 0, comma 0, 0.4. See, this value can be anything. So I'm just giving the values which we have studied. So we had studied the functions individually. I'm just combining them. So it will set the line segment color. So I told you that GL color means it is used for giving colors to the object. If you can remember, I told you that it will be used for giving some colors to the object. So that is what I would have displayed. That is what I've written on the screen. You can check. 1 second where I've written. Hmm. So see this GL clear color means it will clear the window screen. It will clear the window color. After that, if you want to set color to the object, here the object is line. Here line is the object. So for that I want to give some color. So for that I will be using this GL color 3F. For that I'll be using GL color 3F. So what it will do, it will set the color to the value combination of zero point 0.4 and zero point 0.2. So usually it will be green. So I want to draw the line. How to draw the line? Just now we started, right? GL begin. I want to draw the line. So I want to draw the line. So GL underscore lines. So it will take I want to draw the line. I want to draw the line. So the first one was GL vertex, one end of the line. It is taking in two dimension integer as a parameter. So GL vertex 2i. One end of the line will start at 180 comma. What was the value I gave? 180 comma some random value 15, I think 180 comma 15. At the other end of the line will be at the location GL vertex 2i, GL vertex 2i, some x value at the position 10 comma 145. Okay. After that, GL. And so this will give you the line. This will give you the line where the one location 180 comma 15 the starting location of the line, and 10 comma 145 is the ending location of the line. So after this you can use one function. There is one function called GL FLU SH flush. F should be capital. FLU SH. Okay. So I'm closing the line segment code. I'm closing the line segment code. So what it is doing, so this function, see what this function will do, what this mm, we have flush function will do means it will process all the routines as quickly as possible. So this GL flush will process all the routines that are there as soon as possible. Meaning, it will force the execution of all the OpenGL functions which are stored in the computer system in buffers in different locations. So wherever this OpenGL functions are stored in various buffers in different locations, all those buffers will be all those functions, like all those routines will be forced for execution. So this flush will force the execution of the OpenGL functions which are located at different places in buffers. So that is the functionality of this GL flush. We'll end it with the semicolon. So 1 second. Okay. Void init. 1 second. 1 second. Just open this code blocks. So is this point clear? So just now the first line will be GL slash glut. The first function was the header statement. So after this, the initialization. So initialization, you're setting the background color, then what kind of matrix you want to display, like that you're talking. So 1 second, I'll just open on random program, present files, because I'll not be executing anything, because even I need to install some plugins. I'll just show you. So if it looks colorful, it will be easy for you to remember. So that's why I'm writing here. It will look colorful also. It will be easy for you people to understand also. See, one init function is there. What init function is doing means it is doing the initialization. It is clearing the background color to be it is making the display of the display window to be white color. Then what kind of projection you want, so that is being done in initialization. In this, it is setting the color of the object, and also it is creating that line object, or it is the line segment. After that, it is forcing the execution of all the buffers, all the functions which are stored in buffers in different locations. So second function is done. So after this, 1 second. After this, void main. Just close this. So after this, we have come up to the main function. We have come up to the main function. So what this main function will do? The main function, what it will do? So the main function can take argc and one more function, which we had studied in, which I had displayed in the, I had written in the slide, argb. Okay, argb. So this is the main function. So main function. I think we have studied about this main function parameters. I think I've written. See, main function will take glut init display mode, glut init window position. So all these parameters we need to write it out. So the first one is initialization. Initialization is done through glut init. It can take two things, argv and argc. So it can take argv and argc arguments. So to process the command line arguments, the first line is clear. The second line is what is the display mode. For display mode, init, glut init, display mode. So it can take line segments. Line segments. I told you that like one thing was not the line segment. It will take two symbolic constant. The first one was glut underscore single or glut underscore RGB. Color component, the single buffer to be used, the color component. So the first line was initializing. The second one was displaying the mode. So what kind of display you need. After that, uh, window position, glut init window position, glut init window position. So you can give it as 50 comma 100. Then Windows position is done. Then Windows size, glut init window size, glut init Windows size. The resolution we studied around 400 comma 300. It will give you the window width and height, and how to create the window. Glut create window, glut create window. Write it as a basic program. So this will be the title, basic program. This will be the title of the display window. This will be the title of the display window. So these are the parameters. Okay. After this, I will call the initialization part. So once I call this init function, these statements will be executed. Initialization. After this, I told you that there is, if you want to display the graphics, if you want to display the picture, you have to pass that picture definition to the glut function display. You have to pass that function to the, sorry, glut display function. So Now the picture definition. Now the picture definition is there in, like, the picture which I want to create as a line. It is being coded inside this function called line segment. So now I told you that whatever you want to display, that should be passed as a parameter to the function called glut display function. Glut display function. For this, what should be the parameter? The objects which you want to display. Here I want to display line segment. So this definition I have to pass as the parameter. So this definition I have to pass as the parameter. So it will send that line or that graphics to the display window. After this, the last line. What should be the last line? Glut main loop. Glut main loop. It's the last line. So this is a sample program. The sample program to display a line. So if you run this, you should get a line. You should get some line. That's all. So if you run this program, you will get a line, a vertical line. Not what it's not vertical. It's not horizontal. It's a diagonal line. You'll get a diagonal line. One line starting at the positions. The positions which you are given. One line will be start like one end of the line will start at this position, and the other end of the line will start at this position. So that is how you'll get the output. So. mm, So how in the sense, then okay. If once all the plugins are ready, I'll run this program and I'll show that's all. So that will be better. So any doubts? Any doubts with respect to this function? Any doubts? Is this functions clear? Like, is this program clear? So I'll just explain once again. You just check. See if the first one is, it's like declaring the header files. You're declaring the header file to include the OpenGL functions. So this next line is initialization. In initialization, what you're doing means clear color will set the background color. It will set the background color of the display window to white. After that, what kind of projection you want? I want the orthogonal projection with the range of the display window as 0 to 200 and 0 to 150. That is x value ranging from 0 to 200 and y value ranging from 0 to 150. So the display window will be at lower left corner of the screen 0 comma 0, upper right corner of the screen 200 comma 150. After that, I want to draw the line segment. So first thing is I'll just clear the display window. After this, I want the color of the object. So I'm using to set the color of the line, I'm using GL color 3f function. So after that, I want to draw a line. I want to draw a line segment. So I'm using the vertex 2i function, where they are giving us the position of the starting of the line and ending of the line. One end of the line is starting at 180 comma 40 15. The other end of the line is starting at 10 comma 145. So it is the GL begin indicates the beginning, and GLN indicates the end of this function. So after this, it will call all the routines in the GL flush. So after this, I will go to the main function. In main function, first thing is what kind of display. First is the initialization to process the command line arguments. The next one is the what kind of display mode you need. I want a single refresh buffer, and I want to use RGB components to set the color values. After this, glut init window position. So what should be my initial window position? Where it should be? It should be at the location at 50 comma 100 from the top edge, like 50 position from the left side of the screen and 100 position from the top side of the screen. And after that, I want my window size to be 400 pixel width and 300 pixel height. And what should be the title of my window? I want my title of the window should be basic program. After that, I'm calling the initialization function. Then I want to display the graphics. The graphics is written in void line segment. So that definition I'll just pass as the parameter to this glut display function. See, if you'll write everything. And if you're not passing this, if you're not writing this line, you'll get a blank screen because you're not passing the graphics which needs to be displayed on the screen. If you pass only, the graphics will be displayed on the display window. Otherwise, a blank screen will come. So that is the usage of this glut display function. After that, glut main loop. What is this glut main loop? It should be the last line. It should be the last line, it will display everything and it will wait for the input. It will execute all the, it will initialize all the graphics and it will wait for the input from the user. So that is a user, that is a usage of glut main loop. Any doubts with respect to the simple function or a basic program in CG? This is your this is your first program in CG. So any doubts, any line you are not understanding or any line you are